What's up guys, Jacob Ober here. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about why I think the Green Bay Packers are going to shock everybody and win the NFC North in 2019. Now, to be fair, there are a lot of question marks surrounding the Green Bay Packers coming into this 2019 season. They have a new head coach, they're implementing a new offensive system, there's a lot of new guys on both sides of the football. There are a lot of question marks, and there's a lot of things that might have to go right. But really, I think the Packers are going to come into this season more motivated to actually perform than they have in a long time. And I think the coaching change is going to have a lot to do with that. And as I've said many times before, the Packers needed a coaching change. They really needed it. I feel like Mike McCarthy, and while I do respect his time as Green Bay Packers head coach, and I respect all of the things he brought to Green Bay, including that Super Bowl 45 title, it was time to move on. And McCarthy's style was getting old and bland and boring, and really they needed something fresh and new in Green Bay, especially with a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers that's getting towards the twilight of his career right now. They needed something different. And I think this offensive system that they're going to be implementing, I think that a lot of people are really underrating what's going to happen with the Green Bay Packers offense this year. I think the Packers offense is going to be the best it's been since 2014. The zone run scheme that they're implementing this year, with guys like Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams in the backfield, I think the Packers are going to have a formidable running game. And in turn, what's that going to do? It's going to set up the play-action pass. Do you guys remember back in 2014 when the Packers used the play-action pass? Like, it was deadly. Like, every time I remember Aaron Rodgers, looking to hand off and then he pulls it back, I felt every single time that happened that something good was going to happen. And I feel like we're going to get something really, really similar to that this year. I'm really glad, and this is something that kind of happened towards the middle to end part of Favre's career as well, in the early to mid-2000s with Mike Sherman. The Packers ran the football a lot, it set up the play action a lot, and Brett Favre had sort of a rejuvenation of his career in the early to mid-2000s. He went through a really rough stretch in the between 99 and 01, 02, but when they got Amon Green in there, and they started running the football and setting up Favre for easy throws and play-action throws, it really, sparked their offense. And I feel like that's going to be kind of something that happens with the Packers this year. And I think it's going to be really similar to 2014, where, like I said, they were able to run the football and they ran it efficiently, and that set up the play-action. And the play-action, Aaron Rodgers lives off of that play-action. And the play-action was largely ineffective last year, the year before that, and in previous years, because it just, no one was expecting them to run. It really didn't fool anybody. They didn't, the Packers' run game wasn't bad, but it just wasn't something that could be game-changing to me. And when it was, the Packers never utilized it that much. How many times do you see Aaron Jones actually get the ball under McCarthy? Hardly ever. They never give the ball to Aaron Jones, do they? So we're going to see a much larger increase in usage of Aaron Jones, I think, this year. And like I said, I think that's going to lead to a lot of really awesome opportunities on offense for the play action to thrive, and for Aaron Rodgers himself to thrive and kind of have a rejuvenation, if you want to call it that. Last year, I think, wasn't really Rodgers one of Rodgers' best years, but he still finished with 25 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. But defensively, turning over to the defensive side of the football, we signed a lot of really good players, and we got a lot of really good talent on that side of the football. And I feel like the front four of Preston Smith, Kenny Clark, Mike Daniels, and Zadarius Smith is going to be really, really good. I feel like this unit is going to lead the league, or be top 5 in the league in sacks. I feel like it's just going to be dominant. And as you guys know, as I have always said, a good pass rush, to me, is the most important thing on the defensive side of the football, because you can have bad corners, whatever. If you can get to the quarterback, you can affect them, and you can help out your secondary. And I think the Packers' secondary is actually going to be pretty good this year. They've got a lot of young guys. If they can stay healthy, it's going to be good. Kevin King has not been able to stay healthy the past couple of years. I really hope that he's able to stay healthy this year, because he is a really good player when he is healthy. You've got Josh Jackson and Jair Alexander entering their second years of NFL football. You added Adrian Amos. I mean, I feel like the secondary is actually going to be pretty good this year, and even if they're not, I feel like the pass rush is going to help them out, and having a good pass rush with relatively inexperienced corners, that really does help them out a lot, and it helps them grow as players as well. So that will be really key to the Packers dominating that side of the football. So, like I said, though, there are a lot of what-ifs and the coaching and whatnot, and having so many guys added to one side of the football and on defense, it could cause some growing pains, some adjustments to be made, but I really feel like the Packers, they might start out a little slow, but I feel like they're going to get into their groove by the middle, the later portion of the schedule, and I think they're going to go on a winning streak at some point in that time, and they might just end up winning the NFC North, and I actually think that they are going to win the North, and the reason why is the Bears, to me, I think they're going to regress. Now, hear me out if you're a Bears fan. I know that's certainly not what you're thinking right now, and I feel like I probably won't ever be able to convince you that the Bears are going to regress. Of course, I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing that they're going to regress. And the reason for that is because the Bears lost a decent amount on defense, and they lost their best defensive, or they lost Vic Fangio, who was the mastermind behind their defense last year. And I don't feel like they upgraded enough offensively to make up for that. Yeah, they've got a really nice receiving core with lots of speed. They're making Tariq Cohen their primary back, which I've always thought that should be the right move for the Bears. But I mean, I just don't see it in Mitch Trubisky. And maybe he takes a little bit of a jump this year, but I don't think that he's a guy who can really carry a team at all. And if that defense isn't as good as it was last year, I really don't expect the Bears to be anything better than 8-8 to 10-6. That's to me, that's the range of what I'm thinking the Bears might be next year. I still think they're a very good football team, but I feel like the Packers have improved a lot more this offseason, and I think the Bears didn't really improve a whole lot this offseason. I feel like they regressed a bit. And the Vikings to me, they're just about the same. They're in about the same spot as they were at the end of last year. They went 9-7. They might make the playoffs, they might not, but I really don't see a Kirk Cousins-led football team as a threat to win a division. I don't. And or at least the NFC North for that matter. I know he won it with the Redskins, but he's just not a guy who wins big games, and there are going to be a lot of big games in the NFC North, just like there were last year, coming up this year. So can he be the guy for them? I don't know, and I don't really think they upgraded anywhere in particular. I don't really feel like they had a big upgrade anywhere that really stands out to me. Yeah, they hired Gary Kubiak to be an offensive assistant, but is that really going to make a big difference? Maybe it does, but with Kirk Cousins, I'm not betting on that guy, and you've got Aaron Rodgers, the most experienced quarterback in that division. He's going to have a new offensive system, and he's got a new coach, and really everyone is pretty much in agreement that the biggest problem with the Packers last year and in the previous couple years was the coaching, and now they're moved on from that. Now they have the ability to kind of start fresh, start anew, and if you're able to get Aaron Rodgers opportunities in play-action situations and not have him be the guy to save you every single game, then the Packers are going to be really good. And it was a miracle, if that the Packers even finished as good as they did last year at 6-9-1. And Rodgers was the reason they were in a lot of those games. So now you're taking a little bit of the pressure off of Rodgers. You're being able to run the football, and you're able to have a really good pass rush, a really good front four, and a solid young secondary that's only going to get better with time. I feel like it's all going to add up, and with the way the Bears regressed and the way that the Vikings, I feel like, are going to stay the same, I feel like it's the perfect recipe for the Packers to take this division next year. Anyways, guys, though, that's all I have to say in this video. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, though. I want to know who you guys think are going to win the NFC North next year. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Obersports41512 and on Instagram, username Jacob_Ober. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack, go.